Hi guys, welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. I'm here today. I am doing on a very different setting, and that is my daughter there. She wants to eat her breakfast. She just woke up. It's 11:20. Today is Saturday, the 4th of October 2025. So we are still talking about the DV lottery, and today why I am in this setting is because there's a lot of stuff that I want to share with you guys, and I can only share. Pull up the screen or the online on the website, on the right website where you are supposed to apply the DV lottery, and then show you. So today's video is going to be about the instructions, the rules, the guidelines. Everything has got some guidelines. So guys, this is Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my videos with your friends, like, comment, ask me questions. Those questions that you have about DV lottery, please ask. And I always say, that this is not my information, guys. I just share. Like I said, I'm a DV lottery winner. 11 years now. We live in the US. We came with a green card. We are a US citizen. Me, my husband, my kids, all of us, we are US citizens. And my dream is that you will come and you will become a US citizen. So it starts by applying the green card. And that's why I want to talk about the rules, because the rules are important. We need to know what we are supposed to do. So without further ado, I'm going to go to my screen. I think I had pulled it up. Let me see. Let me pull it up. So let's see. Let me pull it up. DV lottery instructions. Now let me see if I had it in my history here. Let's see. History. Okay. So I'm just looking for my history here to see there. So that's what I need. And I am going to find it here. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to do that. And then now I have shared my screen with you guys. So guys, I hope you can see that. I want you to be able to see. So you will hear my voice. I don't know if you're able to see me, but I think you're able to see me because I put myself on the edge there. Let me see if I can set up this setting in a different way, whereby you can see the, no, that one hides me. That one takes me up. That one brings me. No. Nope. I don't want to be big. I think the little one. This one is the one that's going to work. And then I add my screen to the stage. My screen is small. I don't like that. Maybe that. No. Maybe that. Let's see. I want to see the one that will work. So I'm going to use that one. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. So let's look at the rules very, very fast. It's not going to be a very big video, but I'm going to try and just go through it so that you can understand. What I'm going to do is to make it bigger. Remember, if you look at my URL here, what I typed here, I typed the website travel.state.gov, guys. So that's where you go to apply. That's where you know the rules. And I just opened up this page. Remember, like I say, that this is not my information, but guys, this website has a lot of stuff about the diversity immigrant visa program, and it also has information about other videos. So it's very, very important for you to be going and reviewing. Now, so let's look at the program overview. It says that it provides immigration and national, whatever. It provides, let me read. Oh gosh, I'm trying to look for an easier word. So the state annually administers the statutory created diversity immigrant visa program. So it is from countries with historically low rates of immigration to the United States. So this one is for 2026, and why I'm reading for 2026 is because we still haven't opened up this 2027. We are still waiting. So like I said, 55,000 diversity visas. Now it says there is no cost to register for the program, but the selectees, if you're selected, you will be required to pay a visa application fee. And if you're on that website, you click on this link, it's going to take you to the visa application fee prior to making the formal visa application. So let me read this one. This is important. Applicants who are selected, that is, if you win the DV lottery program, you must meet simple but strict eligibility requirements to qualify for a DV. Very, very important, guys. You must meet. It is not you will or you may. It is you must meet simple but strict eligibility requirements. And that's why I say that when you do your DV lottery, be serious on what you're doing, because whatever you do is going to determine whether, even if you win your DV lottery, it's going to determine whether you're going to get that visa. So very, very important. So these are the countries that qualify. We have Bangladesh, Brazil. Let's see. Areas. So these ones, yeah. So for DV 2026, the native of the following countries and areas are not eligible. So these countries here, the first ones: Bangladesh, Brazil, Canada, China, Colombia, Cuba, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Haiti, India, Jamaica, Mexico, Nigeria. Even Nigeria is here. Pakistan, Philippines, Korea, Venezuela, Vietnam, and Macau, Seoul, and Taiwan are eligible. They cannot participate. But what if they are married to someone who lives in a country that qualifies? Then they can apply through their spouse, and we're going to see that. So, so which countries are qualified? The countries that are qualified, I don't think this one has it, but I'm going to open up another one that's in a different video that's going to show you. So let's go to the rules. So the first rule is that you must know the countries that qualify, and look at all these. All these do not qualify. They do not qualify. They cannot. You cannot be in Canada and fill out a green card if you're a Canadian citizen or a Nigerian citizen. You know, you cannot, or India, because those populations are a lot. There's a lot of people here who come from those countries. In other words, now, so let's look at the requirement. You must come from a country with low rate of immigration to the United States. Okay, so, and there's a list. I'm going to read that list in a different video. Requirement number 2, you must meet the education work experience requirement of the DV program by having either at least a high school education or its equivalent, defined as successful completion of a 12-year course of form elementary and secondary education. Or you have 2 years work experience within the 5 years in an occupation that requires at least 2 years of training or the experience to perform. Now, to know the jobs that need 2 years work experience, you can go to the Department of Labor O.net online database. That database, you will see the jobs that qualify. So it's important for you to know that, guys. Now, so like I said, I'm reading 2026 because we still do not have the 2027, but it's always the same. It doesn't differ, you know. And here they have the dates. That's when the DV 2026 started. Now we still have don't have the date for DV 2027. Now, what do you want to do? You want to go to this website online. You submit your electronic diversity visa entry form. So you have to do it online at dvprogram.state.gov, and it is there in blue, guys. I hope you can see. Okay, now, so, and also this, let me read this sentence. We strongly encourage you to complete the entry form yourself without a visa consultant. Okay, so a visa agent or any other person who offers to help. Okay, so, and then if you are being helped, you should be there so that you can provide the correct answers. And that's why I tell you guys, I can't fill out for you because my time are different. You know, you guys saw me like post a video, it didn't even have voice. I went to bed, and then when I was getting up to go to work is when I found out. So guys, please do it. And then print out your confirmation page. You know, I want to read for you. All this information is in my mind, but I want to read it for you. Like, I'm kind of trying to verify with you guys, like, and at the same time, go back to the website and read. Frequently answered questions, and for more information about DV program scams, because they are scams. People scam people because, you know, people want to come to America. It's, you know, it is not, it is very common. But there are other people who are going to tell you, oh, I'm going to get you a visa to go to America, and you can pay this money. Those are scams. So go to this website and get all the information, guys. Even if I bring information, verify, guys. It's good to verify. So, and then it tells you after you submit, you get your confirmation number, and then that's what you are going to use to apply for your DV lottery next, to check for your results next year, okay? So guys, if I am slow or if I am missing words, I just came from work, and, you know, I'm trying to do this, and I haven't slept the last, how many hours? Like 15 hours, but I'm going to go to bed here in a little bit. Now, your name, last, family name, first name, and middle name, exactly as it appears on your passport, okay? Or your ID, okay? Now, it tells you do not include names that are not in your passport. So make sure that you are putting the names that are in your legal document, legal identification document, in other words. The other one, you must qualify, you must state whether you are a female or a male. You must say your date, day you are born, the month you are born, and the year you are born. And then you're going to tell us the city where you are born, which state were you born. And then which country were you born. So use the name currently of the country currently used for the place where you are born. So if you are born in Kenya and you live in China, you cannot say that, you cannot use that country as your entry. You will use Kenya. If you are born in Kenya and you live here in the US, and then you apply and by like you get it, then you will apply that where you are born, not where you are living currently. Okay. Now, the country of eligibility will normally be the same as your country of birth. Okay. Now, entrant photos. I talked about photos all the time. So the photo must be digital, and the photo must be within the last 6 months. And another thing, your photo must meet the requirements. If you look at the other video there's a video that I have attached, a video explaining about that photo. Okay, so they must meet the same standards as US visa photos, and you may be ineligible for a DV if the entry photographs for you and your family members do not fully meet these specifications or have been manipulated in any way. Okay, another thing, if you had applied for DV 2026, that photo, do not use it to apply for DV 2027. Okay, don't do that. This is serious business, guys. Okay. Now, you're going to talk about the mailing address. So your mailing address, like I said, if you do not have a mailing address, you can use for, you know, like in Africa, not everybody has their mail. Sometimes you use for the school, for the church, and all that. So you can put a mailing address there if you don't have your own personal one. Then, where do you live today? Maybe you are born in, let's see. You are born in Uganda, or you are born in Tanzania, but you went to live in Middle East. So you're going to name the country that you are living, where you went to. Maybe that's where you went to work or something. I'm trying to explain it in layman's terms so that you guys can understand. Now, your phone number is optional. You don't have to put it there. It's optional. The other thing, your email address, which you have direct access, because that one, you have to, through May of the next year, that is what communication is going to come in. That's how you're going to know whether, when they send you an email for your 2NL, they use your email. So remember your password, okay? All right. There's a disclaimer here. Note, the Department of State will never send you an email telling you that you have been selected for the DV program. And it gives you frequently asked questions or for more information about the selection process. So read that, guys. I'm not going to click on it, but read it. I need you to read all that. Okay. Highest level of education, you tell them. Did you go to primary school? Did you go to high school and you did not finish high school, so you did not get your diploma? Did you go to high school and you graduated and you got your diploma? Did you go to vocational school? Did you do maybe something like plumbing or carpentry or sewing or, you know, all that? That's vocational. Did you do some university courses? Maybe you went to university and then you dropped out. Did you do those ones? You have to indicate. Do you have a university degree? You have to indicate. Do you have some graduate level courses that you have done? Indicate there, depending on where your level of education is. Do you have a master's degree? You're going to indicate that. Do you have some doctoral level courses? You're going to indicate that. Or if you have a doctorate, you have to say where your level of education is. Now, let's talk about marital status. If you're unmarried, married and my spouse is not a U.S. citizen or U.S. lawful permanent resident. Now, this is easy. If your husband doesn't live here in the U.S. or they did not win a green card, your husband or your wife, then you are going to select married, my spouse is not a U.S. citizen or U.S. lawful permanent resident. Select that one, guys. Now, if you're married and your spouse is a U.S. citizen or a U.S. LPR is lawful permanent resident, which you will become when you win your green card and you come and live here, the first 5 years, yes, 5 years, you're going to be a legal permanent resident. And then you are going to apply to become a U.S. citizen. Okay? Now, if you're divorced, you're going to enter that you're divorced. If you're widowed or you're a widower, you're going to enter that. If you are legally separated, guys. So these questions, everybody, like even in my inbox, what about marital status? Oh, we have been married and all that. So look at where you fit and then enter that. Now, the other thing that you need to enter is the information about your spouse, where they were born, their date of birth, the city they were born, and the photo of your spouse must meet their qualification, guys. I'm reading from here, but I'm kind of trying to summarize. So let me read. I like to read like the caution, because everything in this guidance has got a caution. So failure to list your eligible spouse or listing someone who is not your spouse may make you ineligible as the DV principal applicant and your spouse and children ineligible as DV derivative applicants. That is, you named someone who you just met. Like it is not your spouse, it is not your wife. And they find out, you find that you might never, you may make you to become ineligible. Then let's talk about legal separation, because here, like people kind of do not understand very well. And remember, I am not a lawyer. I am just reading for you because I understand and I know, I hope that you're going to understand this, because this is a question that comes up every time. So legal separation is an arrangement where when a couple remains married, but they live apart, okay? Following a court order, not following word of mouth that you were married and then you left, you ran away. You know, in layman's terms, you say you ran away from your matrimonial home. No, I'm talking about a court order that you have been separated. So if you and your spouse are legally separated, your spouse will not be able to immigrate with you through the DV program. Okay? You will not be penalized. They're not going to penalize you if you choose to enter the name of a spouse from whom you are legally separated. If you're not legally separated by a court of order, that's running away, and you do not have something from the court that says that you are legally separated, you must include that spouse there. You must. Unless you have a court order from the judge that says that you're legally separated, then you must include that person. Okay? Okay. So even if you plan to be divorced before you apply for the diversity visa, or your spouse does not intend to immigrate. Okay? I hope that is clear as mud. Okay. If your spouse is a U.S. citizen or a lawful permanent resident, do not list them in your entry. So for example, maybe your husband is living here or your wife is living here, they are a U.S. citizen, do not include them. But I know the majority of you guys, maybe you're still living with your spouse and all that, so you do not need to worry about this area. The area that I want you to worry about is if you're separated and you do not have that letter from the court. You have to list that spouse. Okay, now. All right, therefore, if you select married and my spouse is a U.S. citizen in your entry, you will not be prompted to include further information of your spouse. Now, let's look at the kids. List the name, date of birth, gender, city where they were born, country of birth for all living and married children under 21 years of age. Okay? Under 21 years of age. Regardless of whether they are living with you or intend to accompany or follow to join you, should you immigrate to the United States. So guys, that statement is very important. Okay? Submit individual photographs of each of your children using the same technical specification as your own photograph. So there is no difference. Okay, so who are we including in the kids? All your natural children, all the living children legally adopted by you. Legally, okay? All living step children. If you have step kids, you are in a blended marriage, whereby the man came with their kid, the lady came with their kids, but they got married, which is very common nowadays. You must list all living stepchildren who are unmarried and are under the age of 21 on the date of your electronic entry. Okay. Even if you are no longer legally married to the child's parent, and even if the child does not currently reside with you or will not immigrate with you. So get that statement clearly, guys. So if you have all your living stepchildren, you don't live with the mom, you don't live with the kids, you must put them there. Okay. I hope that's clear. So, married children who are already age 21 or older when you submit your entry are not eligible. So, if someone is 21 and the DV lottery opens tomorrow, you cannot apply for them. They have to apply for themselves. But if your kids, maybe they are 20 years and 11 months, and maybe they have one more day, maybe let's assume like the DV lottery opens tomorrow, right? And then when it opens tomorrow, your daughter's birthday is going to be the next day. You can include your daughter. See what I mean? You can, before they turn 21, if they are 20 and 11 months and a few days, you can. But if they turned 21 today and you are applying your application today, do not add them. And remember, guys, do not add your grandkids. They didn't say about grandkids here. Okay. So if your child is a U.S. citizen or a legal permanent resident, they are not going to require to be issued a diversity visa. Now let us read the caution. I like reading the cautions. Failure to list all children who are eligible or listing someone who is not your child may make you ineligible for a DV, in which case your spouse and children will also be ineligible as a diversity visa derivative applicants. Failure to list all your children. So please, guys, list your kids. Do not hide your children. List them. Even the ones who are disabled, please list them. Guys, you know, and you know, when I talk about the kids who are disabled, because you find that there are some families who are ashamed. And guys, I pray, guys, that you can come and live here in the US and see how disabled people are treated. They are treated really well. Like even if it's a job and your child is disabled, but they can understand stuff, they still get a job. They get hired even in stores, you know, in supermarkets. You see them and they're working very well. They earn a living. You know, I remember there was this video that I was watching about this lady. She had this child who was disabled and they had put them in a room and they used to shackle them, you know, like put them in shackles, you know, like you know, it felt so sad. But guys, if you had like just a visit and see how the disabled people are treated here, like you can't imagine, guys. So even if you have that child that is disabled, please include them there. Okay, so selection entries. Based on the allocation of available visas in each region and country, the Department of State would randomly select individuals by computer from among qualified entries. Among qualified entries. And that's why I normally say your photo must be correct, because it says among the qualified. So if your photo is wrong, it might be disqualified. So follow the rules, you know, do the right thing. So, and the last thing that I will talk about is after you have applied, keep your confirmation number, because when you win your DV lottery, you're going to go back to that website and then you're going to type entrant status check. Here. On this website, dvprogram.state.gov, and you're going to see if you were selected. Guys, I hope that is clear about the instructions. Now, the other video I'm going to talk about how to submit your photograph, because you have to be able to submit your photograph. Very, very, very important. So guys, I hope that I have tried to explain everything. So watch this video. It's a long video. It's going to be like 25 minutes or 26 minutes. Watch it and know what you are required to do. Share it with your friends, share it with your kids, even those who are 21, even those who are 18, share with all of them. So guys, I wish you all the best. And as we wait to apply for the DV lottery, continue subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you, and God bless you.